Awesome. Bonjour, everybody. AI removed the bottleneck of the last 3 decades, pretty much disappear. And it was all about writing the code. And we are now all obsessed with all of the opportunities that it actually brings. Teams everywhere are racing fast to ship faster, implement more features, shorten the development cycles. We measure our success in story points, number of lines written by the coding agents, number of cycles that we actually made so much faster. But this obsession with the speed might actually miss the entire point of AI. For most of the companies, the bottleneck is no longer the development or delivery capacity. The bottleneck for them is elsewhere. It's a deep market understanding. Today, the teams can build whatever they want. Like, you can build whatever you want. The programming language of today is English. Modern development tools, coding agents, the cloud infrastructure, agile methodologies, they figured the problem of how to build software. And now, the biggest bottleneck actually is knowing what to build and knowing who to actually build for. The main issue isn't the speed. The main issue is that people don't get each other. Product managers are building what they think that the users actually need. They think they understand the customers. Engineering build whatever users want. The feature requests will come in and they will make it happen. Sales teams will sell the features that are not in the product and not even on the roadmap. Marketing very often will create a campaign for persona that doesn't really reflect the reality. Everybody is so hard at work and missing the point entirely. It's all about the deeper connection with the customers. Product teams really think that customers want to be unique, that they want to be somehow different. They build the features for all of the customization, unique and individual experiences. But the user research consistently shows that it's the exact opposite. They want to blend in, they want to fit in, they want to belong to something so much bigger than themselves. And so they are missing the point. They drive these little decisions, they drive products to completely wrong direction by assuming that users actually want something unique. Many product teams also think that slightly better than the alternative, than the competition, will be compelling enough to actually start using your product and win the market. Very often, customers are not abandoning the product for something what is nearly equivalent or slightly better than your product. It isn't a compelling reason for them to overcome the switching costs, learn the new workflows, but also take a risk on you that the solution that you have to offer is going to be better. The good enough is actually not good enough. Product teams are building a feature and celebrating that. It feels like a progress. It feels like a value delivered. However, data tells a completely different story. Most features go unused. They either doesn't solve the problem, or the problem is nearly fabricated, or they solve the problem for a minority of users of your product. And that means that every unused feature costs you not only the development time, even with AI, that gets shortened pretty much to zero, but more importantly, it costs you maintenance overhead, and it also costs you extra complexity of your user interface that you're offloading on the users. And this is something what can be completely avoided. The thing is that now with AI accelerating everything, this number is probably going to be even higher if we survey our customers or the industry in the next couple of months. And it's all because the speed of AI development doesn't fix the stupid here. Moving faster in the wrong direction doesn't get you closer to the destination. It actually gets you lost much quicker. Before optimizing for speed, teams should optimize for direction, for understanding, and also for clarity in terms of who they are serving to and what needs that they are actually, or what problems they are actually solving. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the hard truth is that AI isn't going to save you from a bad product thinking. That's the reality of today. It just makes it so obvious that the bad product thinking is something that actually led to creation of the product or particular feature. And that's why product specs that are grounded in a deep market understanding, grounded in a deeper understanding of your customers, and also your existing product are so important, because it's a new artifact that will actually get you aligned within your organization, but also with your engineers in the future. We are not only going to align our engineering team to make sure that they understand what they are building, but we are also going to align our non-human colleagues, AI coding agents. AI has actually accelerated, and there's a boom of completely new startups coming up every day, every hour. The technology that we are using to actually build new products is no longer the differentiating factor. We are all using the same technology. The differentiating factor of today and the future is actually the domain expertise. That means the deeper understanding of the market, deeper understanding of a customer needs, being customer-centric. Those are the factors that make the difference here. And the great product managers actually get that already. There isn't anything new to them. The good ones are the ones that understand the product. The great ones are that actually understand the market. AI didn't change that through. It just made it so much more obvious. So, what does it actually mean to be a really customer-centric? Everybody claims, by the way, that their organization is a customer-centric. So, if I actually asked you, you'll probably tell me that on a certain scale, your organization actually is. But it's not about the surveys, it's not about the user interviews, it's not about the customer success metrics that you are looking at every other week. It's really about completely redesigning your organization about a customer. Every single team fundamentally changing the way how you decide, how you operate internally around the people that you serve. It's not about the features, as you can guess. It's about the customers, it's about their needs, and it's about the solutions. For every product change that you are making in your own product, you should be able to answer, for who am I building it, to do exactly what, and how is it better than the alternative that they have today? Not even a competition, the alternative that they have today. You don't scale the customer centricity with enthusiasm and throwing AI randomly into the mix. Or heroic efforts like we saved this customer because we really quickly coded the feature that they needed in a record time, and now with AI agents. You solve it through really focusing on all three elements collectively. The success isn't about understanding just one of them, but you really need to ensure that everyone in your organization is aligned around the same answers. If you ask product, if you ask engineering, if you ask sales, if you ask marketing, they will give you a same answer. And this is the moment when magic happens. So if you actually want to go tomorrow, ask your 4 colleagues. You just get a hint who to ask, and ask them the same question about particular customer and their needs. The companies that really excel at this, the best organizations, don't really stumble into the customer centricity by accident. They build a systemic process around their organization. They establish clear rituals that are, again, very specifically customer-centric. It always starts with a customer or set of customers. And they create a structure. Their org design is actually built around all of that to make sure that the customer is always at the heart of what they are doing. And here's how they make it work. The best teams understand their customers deeply. Whether that's existing customer, churned, it's a prospective customer, non-customer alike. If you actually look at that, count how many dimensions you actually track internally when you are defining a customer segments and a customer behaviors. Most of the organizations use 2 at maximum. And so if you are not able to right now write down, and you can pick any customer you know the best, and actually write down all of the dimensions and the answers to the questions that these dimensions actually prompt, this shows that the deeper understanding of your customers isn't there yet. Wrong button. The other one is about the needs. They much better understand the needs of all your customers, or their customers. And it's across all the channels that you see here. Very often, we are just watching as a product organization, maybe 2, 3 channels. However, customers are actually touching all of the points that you see here, and there's a ton of the blind spots that product teams typically have. But also when it comes to the solutions, the best teams really understand the competitive landscape deeply. It's not just about who are the competitors and whether they are slightly more expensive or cheaper than you, and what is the feature set that they have versus you have. But it's a much more deeper understanding of the value proposition, their positioning, but also, for example, job posting that indicates the direction where they are heading. And of course, AI is here to help. The best organizations are already using AI to help with all of that. It accelerates the customer understanding in extremely powerful ways. Use AI to analyze the customer feedback, find patterns, identify teams in the feedback. Use it to run a competitive intelligence, search through the web. Use it to summarize all of these insights for your team. AI really excels at summarizing and finding the details, processing the large volume of unstructured customer data. However, it's not a replacement for your judgment, empathy, and also strategic thinking. The best practice decisions come from combining all the benefits of AI synthesis and pattern recognition with a human understanding of a broader context, strategic priorities, and also all the nuances of your product and customers. So use AI to augment this customer understanding, not replace the connections that you are making with your customers every day. So now the action time. So if you think I already gave you some tasks throughout the talk that you can actually do and workshop together with your team, but I will get even more specific. So here are the 5 things that you as the product managers can do starting tomorrow. And don't make it sound like, hey, it's yet another process checklist that I'm supposed to follow. Really build it as a habit. See it as a commitment that you are making to your customers, your product organization. So starting with the first one, knowing your customers. You saw all of those dimensions of segments. So define the 2 to 3 segments using the dimensions that you saw. And then write down the jobs to be done. So what they're actually trying to achieve, why they are hiring your product to do the job. What are their biggest obstacles? And also how they solve it today without you. The other one is about not ignoring the signals. You need to understand the signals. And so don't wait for user research coming to you to actually tell you after 6-month cycle what they think that customers actually need and where do they struggle. Set a recurring block every week in your calendar to review at least 10 pieces of a feedback. I would say 10 pieces is not really ambitious, so do 20, do 50. But you can start with 10. Tickets, call notes, reviews on the public website doesn't really matter. Think about what are the most common sources for your customers. And so it's very important, especially in the world where AI summarizes everything, to be very close to the signal, to see what your customers are saying, what words they are using to actually describe you, the needs that they have, because AI is going to translate it in a completely different English language, even though it's going to still be in English or French in cases here. Also do competitive intelligence as a discipline. Most of the product teams and product managers do a review once, maybe once a year, some of them, maybe when they heard that there's a new launch from their competitor. But pick 3 to 5 competitors and really do review of their product monthly. Go through what has changed, what customers actually say about them. We don't look often into it. There's a ton of public sites, so what do they say about them? And also, I suggested, look at the job posting, so where they are actually hiring. It really indicates the direction that they are heading. And today, you can set up a monthly task for Claude to actually do it for you. The fourth one is actually about writing a brief in the framework that I shared with you. And so before you write a spec or prioritize anything, make sure that you are able to answer for who am I building it, to do exactly what, and how better that is than the alternatives. Because if you can answer yourself all of the questions, what do you think that the AI coding agents will actually know about it? And so you're not ready to build it. But last point here is that AI makes you faster at understanding, but the judgment call is always yours. I think this is the area where we are not replaceable just yet as humans. It really moves you from the guesswork to clarity, from opinions to evidence when you are talking about your product and convincing your product leader what you should build next. But also it moves you from rushing through the work that, to be honest, we are all very often doing, especially if we feel the FOMO around artificial intelligence taking our jobs. But it will really move you to making decisions that truly matter for your product and also for your customers. But also remember, this is not just for individual product managers. I share this for you to make it much more actionable tomorrow. I see that today's many product managers are running like a chickens without a head, actually trying to build their own Claude skills, trying to build their own context individually. They are connecting agents to complex workflows, but the best organizations, what they are already doing today, they don't care about the individual PM's productivity. They care about the consistency and raising the bar when it comes to the standard. And so they are already thinking, what is a shared context that every product manager should have? What is the bar that we should have in terms of how we are actually building the product? And so this inconsistent productivity pockets that we are celebrating, those are the heroic efforts. But think about how you actually go from single PM workflow into the teams and into the organizational impact. It's not coincidence because we are a product company that these are the topics that we deeply care about. And so this is where we built Spark to actually center it around the synthesis of customer feedback at scale, helping you to actually have a much higher competitive awareness, and thirdly, help you to write a product spec in that frame that I shared with you. What I'm building, for whom, and how better that is. And so if you are interested about it and you want to hear about our newest capabilities that are, unsurprisingly, AI first, but not built around the technology or because of the technology, but really built around the problems that I shared with you today, please come to see us at the booth. Thank you.